Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys Cooper Rush dismisses knee injury concerns ahead of Giants clash. There is not much the Dallas Cowboys, 4-7, can do to inspire genuine optimism at this time. The team's win over the Washington Commanders is arguably garnering less attention than its near collapse and its opponents' mishaps. One of the most popular brands in sports does not even seem to be a focal point anymore. Cooper Rush is not preoccupied with the outside chatter, however. The veteran backup quarterback just wants to play and put the Cowboys in position to win more football games. His status for Thursday's Thanksgiving face-off with the New York Giants, 2-9, is in some doubt due to a knee injury. But Rush is acting like a man who expects to run onto the field in AT&T Stadium this week after logging back-to-back limited practice sessions. Talked to Cowboys QB Cooper Rush today, NFL Network's Jane Slater reported on Tuesday. He's good to go for Thursday, despite some knee soreness. Many fans would prefer to get a larger sample size of former top 3 draft pick Trey Lance, but the undrafted 31-year-old might be Dallas' best chance at overcoming terribly bleak playoff odds. Rush threw for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns while completing a superb 75% of his passes in Northwest Stadium last Sunday. He continues to prove himself to be one of the most reliable fill-ins today. His availability for the upcoming Giants game should logically increase the likelihood that the Cowboys win in consecutive weeks for the first time in almost 2 months. Is that an acceptable goal, though? The organization has been devastated by injuries and poor performances throughout the 2024-25 campaign. Although the schedule is fairly manageable the rest of the way, the only true distressing challenge comes in the form of the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the year. Sliding into the playoffs feels beyond improbable. There is a large portion of the fan base that would rather build for the future. Rush does not necessarily fit in the Cowboys' long-term vision. He does represent something they occasionally lack, though. The former Central Michigan star has grit to spare and is a fighter. Dallas is desperate for the burst of life he can help provide. Results may not be the organization's top priority for much longer this season, but cultivating a positive atmosphere remains vitally important. Rush can accomplish both by contributing to another Cowboys win on Turkey Day. It sounds like he will be ready for action. Mike McCarthy reacts to Jerry Jones's comments about potential new Cowboys contract. In the middle of a difficult season for the Cowboys, Jerry Jones conveyed a slight sense of optimism for his belief in Mike McCarthy's future as the team's head coach. Most assumed McCarthy was on the hot seat in Dallas, especially in the final year of his contract. On a radio appearance Tuesday morning, Jones said it was not crazy that McCarthy might receive another contract after this season. "I don't think that's crazy at all," Jones said Tuesday on 105.3 The Fan's Sean and RJ. "This is a Super Bowl winning coach. Mike McCarthy has been there and done that. He has great ideas. So, bottom line is, in no place, in my body language or anything else, have you seen indications about what we're going to be doing relative to this staff at the end of this year. And we shouldn't. We got a lot of football left. 6 football games, that's a lifetime." McCarthy was naturally asked about Jones's comments at his press conference Tuesday. McCarthy was lighthearted in his response and poked fun at the thought of him getting a new contract was such a surprise and conversation point. "Why are you laughing?" McCarthy joked with reporters at a press conference Tuesday. "Crazy? I mean, I really haven't talked about it all year, so I'm definitely not going to start on a short week and an important division game. But I'm not going to throw away positive vibes either, so keep them coming. That's all good. But, yeah, that's not something I'm really focused on." Coaching and broadcasting legend Jimmy Johnson stopped by the facility to talk shop with LaShawn McCoy and the rest of the Fox Sports crew. McCoy asked Johnson whether he thought Colorado football head coach Deion Sanders, who has been linked to rumors about the job, could be a potential option for the Dallas Cowboys head coach position. "No. I don't think that'll happen." The guys laughed because Johnson didn't elaborate on the why behind his statement. Emmanuel Acho joked, "Coach ain't getting paid to do this show." After the commotion calmed, Johnson clarified his belief. "Don't get me wrong, I love Deion. I love Prime. But his strength is bringing in talent. He's got an outstanding coaching staff. That's one reason why Colorado football has gotten to where they are. But I don't see that happening there in Dallas." Jerry Jones derails Cowboys fans' dreams of drafting Travis Hunter. The Dallas Cowboys may have temporarily saved their season with Sunday's victory over the Washington Commanders. They also likely ended any realistic outcome where they finish with a top 3 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Depending on which side of the fanbase you ask, the win was either a great thing or one that could ultimately cost them a chance to land a top draft prospect. The Cowboys battled through injuries and adversity to defeat a divisional rival on the road, and it became abundantly clear that the idea of tanking isn't of much interest. And for the fans who wanted a top prospect, specifically a name like Colorado standout Travis Hunter, Jerry Jones drove home that tanking for a top pick isn't even in the cards. As enticing as the idea of the Cowboys landing Hunter in the 2025 NFL Draft is, it didn't seem realistic entering the season. But after a 5-game losing streak and a season-ending injury to quarterback Dak Prescott, it was very much on the table before last week's win, with the team sitting at 3-7. During Jones's segment on 105.3 The Fans Sean and RJ, he reiterated his belief on the situation and stated that the players the Cowboys want will be there when the team is on the board. That, tanking, has not come across anybody's mind in this organization. "I get it, I get all of it, but it's critical to us to get out here and compete. Those guys will be there for us, the ones we want when we get there in the draft," Jones said. "I just think the game is too important. The win is too important. A win is a very satisfying thing under any circumstance. It helps you build," Jones continued. "There's a lot of ambiguity with those draft picks. I've had draft picks that were extraordinarily high that didn't work. I've had them low that knocked it out of the park. And so you've got to weigh what happens when you get the picks and the odds of you knocking one out of the park there as well, as opposed to winning a game." Whether fans agree or disagree with the thought process, Jones's comments throw cold water on the idea of a Hunter-Cowboys future pairing. While there's still hope for the fanbase of a potential trade to move from wherever the Cowboys land in the 2025 NFL Draft, Jones and company have typically opted against that. The last time the Cowboys moved up in the first round of a draft was in 2012 when they jumped to number 6 to select LSU cornerback Morris Claiborne. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Travis Hunter? Leave your opinion in the comments.